Well, the cows were lying down. There's one there. Which means typically it's going to rain. Is it going to rain? Anything? No? Okay, go back to what you were doing. Okay, here we are at the same house. It's not abandoned, but it's for sale, and they didn't want any photographs inside. But in the same house we got the Admiral. We picked up a few things here. I saw this RCA in the corner at first, and I didn't pay it much mind. But after reading on, I think it was Video Karma, with a comment Radio TV Phono Nut had said that they used the Delta tubes up until after the inline tubes were introduced in the late 70s. In any event, he said he saw Delta gun tubes up until that time. In any event, what I'm getting at is this TV is an RCA Victor. I was looking for a safety glass, which I no longer need. This was manufactured, it's a GR657L, and it was manufactured, it has the date of 1973, it says right there, model year. But it is a tube set. I did pull, when we get back, I'll pull the cover and get a closer look. It does have a 25 AVP22, but I looked at it and it had a Delta gun, much to my surprise. The two other sets in there had inline tubes. So this has a Delta gun, it is a tube set, and we can use it for something. And it's not in bad shape. We also got, and I may offer this to someone because this is of no value to me. I thought it was an Admiral, as I've seen in other videos. It's a 24C16. No chassis, just a cabinet that's in decent shape. So if that may be up for an offer if anyone's in need of one. Okay, we've run into one temporary setback here. It's beginning to rain, and in risk of getting the set wet, I remembered a parking garage that wasn't too far away. So I'll duck in here. Although I have a tarp, it's under the set, so I think what I'm going to do is stop at the Aubuchon hardware store over there and pick up a small tarp or some plastic, and we'll just go over this with some plastic. So we're good for now. We can take a break, possibly get a bite, and see if we can't cover this so it doesn't get wet. So there we go, we got a little plastic, so if it does get wet or start to precipitate, we won't be in terrible shape. Okay, we're back with the RCA Accucolor from 1973. The only casualty, I did take the knobs off. I was smart enough to take the knobs off, and one of them is a little cracked, but doesn't affect its functionality. But we did remove the knobs when we moved it, and the only other casualty, it did stay dry, was we lost one of the pulls. We didn't lose it. I just put it back for it out, but it did fracture there. So let's get a look at the inside of this. Okay, again, it's the date is 1973 there. The last year that before the federal government mandated that no tube sets be manufactured. 1974 is the last year of all tube sets. This could be a hybrid. It's very similar to the older sets. But let's take a look inside. It does say model year 1973 there. Model 657L is written all over it. So just like the Admiral, they wrote, well, the Admiral they maybe did not write on. Again, this is from the same house that 23-inch Admiral black and white was from. Let's take this off. Has the similar clips. And it still has the interlocking safety cord. Let me get this off without damaging the neck of that tube and have a look inside. See what's new for 1973. Just hold still here a minute. It's a CTC CTC 39, but it has a 13 in front of it. And mind you, this house has been very, very damp for some time, so this set is very, very damp. And the CRT is a 25 VABP22, and its original is date coded the 52nd week of 1972. That looks like there must be a solid state tuner by this stage of the game. Looks very similar to the other chassis. Like I say, I did not show much interest in this at first until I heard that the Delta gun was still being produced in this era. What's funny is it has no tube chart here. So I have no idea what anything is. I think we have one realistic lifetime damper, a resistor here. Still have the hooks for the tuner, convergence, but I have no idea what the tube complement is. 6AQ5. For the sound, that's odd. The 6AQ5 is over here. 12HG7, the video is over here. Well, let's get... again, it's riddled with the realistic lifetime tubes over here. So, let's take a look at this CRT. Okay, we ran out of memory there a moment ago, so okay, let's set the heater on this. .3. We'll set our cutoff at 50. And our line voltage is just about exactly 120. While that's warming up a minute, and it is lit, we can check out the cage here and see what we have in here. Again, same style. Some flight back weepage. Doesn't look too terrible. Very similar in design to the earlier stuff. Turn on these washers here. So it's designed to come without taking these out. And there we are. Okay. Get back to you later. I may power this up to just see what it does in another video coming up. Let's get back to the CRT here now that it's been on a few minutes. Again, heater voltage 6.3. G1 is at 50. Let's set the cutoff. We can set cutoff. I'll set cutoff on the blue. The red is real easy to set the cutoff. The green is easy, and so is the red. The blue isn't acting very much the same. So let's go for the emission. That's not good at all. Nothing on the blue, very little on the red. The only one going is the green. Well, that's unfortunate. However, we'll bring up the heater a little bit, see what happens. Bring it up to about 7 or 8, 7.5 volts here. Changes our cutoff. Gets our red just into the almost the yellow. The blue is not doing very well at all. So that's it for the CRT test. Go back down to 6 volts here on the filament. There were a number of more modern sets in here, this house, so that's probably why. Probably why this set was replaced. I was wondering if I could run the CTC 24 on this tube. I was hoping, which I probably could, just to see what it does. Well, more on this later. Again, that's the CTC 39 with the number 13 in front of it, and no tube chart on the flyback. We'll look up the SAMs and see where we go from here, but looks like we need a 25VABP22. That's the original issue. Thanks for watching.